Yo, what's going on, guys? This is Win, and welcome back to another No Man's Sky video. Now today I have never made a video like this. I don't normally make kind of tutorial videos, but I want to walk you guys through a quick fix for any glitched quests that you might have, any broken missions or stuff that you just can't seem to get past, because let's be honest, the No Man's Sky next update was amazing, but they didn't quite fix everything, and there are some quests in particular that are giving people a lot of trouble. So let's jump in, and I'm going to show you one quest in my case that was bothering me quite a bit, and I had to play for several hours and just try to avoid it, but I finally looked this up, and there's one like little program that you can download, and it lets you kind of go in and change things about your quests or your items or anything. You give your guy 1 billion units if you wanted to. I didn't do that because I think it would ruin the game, but let me show you what I'm talking about. So the one quest in particular, and I looked at Reddit, and there are 1 million people complaining about this, so I thought I'd make a video tutorial for it. So this expanding the base quest says aid the scientist to learn how to build circuit boards. Okay, cool. So I go into my science terminal, right? And I go and click on him, and it gives me that dreaded message that you've probably seen if you're watching this. It says, I should let the Korvax get on with its business. And that's all it says. Now you can destroy this terminal, rebuild it, build it somewhere else, destroy your base, build a new base with a new terminal, go to a different base and build a terminal. It's just, nothing will fix it. So that is completely stuck right there. And then you go into your log, and it just says acquire a circuit board. Aid the scientist to learn how to build circuit boards. Now you have to understand, some quests are completed by physically crafting the item. Some quests are just completed by having the item in your inventory. And I tried that with this one. It says acquire a circuit board. So what I did was I was playing with my brother. I had him build a circuit board and give it to me. But that's not going to fix this quest. If you have a circuit board in your inventory, it doesn't work. You actually need to craft the circuit board, and that's what triggers it. So unfortunately, why this quest sucks is that in order to make the circuit board, I need the recipes for 2 other materials here. So if I go into guide and I go into crafted products, you're going to see that I have circuit boards right here. So if I click on that, it actually gives me a quest to build the circuit board. I need to craft a heat capacitor, craft polyfiber, and then assemble the components. Now it's this assemble components piece that is going to complete that other expanding the base quest. But it never gave me the heat capacitor blueprint, and it never gave me the polyfiber blueprint. So I've been running around forever trying to build the stupid circuit board to move on with my base so then I can get the Exocraft terminal and keep going with the story. And that's not possible because I don't have the blueprints. So let me show you guys what I'm going to do right now and hopefully get to the actual solution part. And I'm going to have links in the description for all of these things. So let's jump over here and let's save it real quick. And then what I'm going to have you guys do is actually quit out to your desktop. And I already have it downloaded. It's not really a program. It comes in like a little folder. Here we go. So we've got No Man's Sky Save Editor. That's what I've named this folder. We're going to go in here, and it gives you, I think I accidentally unzipped it twice in the same folder, but you're going to go to NMS Save Editor right here. It's this batch file. In order to run the batch file, you need to download Java, like the most recent update of Java, which that's not really hard. I'll have a link for that too in the description. But click on this. It's going to run the code for a second, and it's going to actually then open the No Man's Sky Save Editor program. So what you're going to want to do is, before we do this, come down here, and we're going to type %appdata% and open up this file folder. There's going to be a bunch of stuff in here. Go down to Hello Games, NMS, and this folder right here is going to be your save file. Now, listen very carefully. What you're going to want to do is copy this, and then we're going to go over onto our desktop, and we're just going to paste it here. We want to, well, I already have one there, so I'm not going to do that, but paste it over here on your desktop so that you actually have a backup of your save. That way, if you mess this up or whatever, inside this folder here, you're going to have like a clean version so that you don't lose your progress. I don't want anybody to get mad at me and say, I played for 100 hours and now I can't play anymore because you corrupted my save. So definitely make a backup every time you try to do this. Otherwise, once you've done that, go back into the save editor on this main tab, which is what's going to come up first. You're going to go slot 1, and then the save file, it's going to be save to HG. So now what we can do is, there's a bunch of different stuff. If you want to see what this is capable of, I'd recommend you look at it. I'm not going to go in everything, but one of the things I did do on my, like, you have exosuit, multi-tool, your ships. What you can do is organize stuff. So like, let's say when you install technologies, they're like all installed all over, and it's like, maybe your OCD is bothering you. It looks like that. Well, you can go in and like, you can organize how your stuff is installed and, make it look pretty if you want it like that. Or for me, like with my exosuit, I had like my thermal protection was down here, life support was here, it was all over the place. So you can literally go in and edit everything. So I have them all, like the installed technologies up here in like a nice little row. So that's just something that I like to do. But what you're gonna do for this quest in particular is you're going to go over to discovery, and then you can give yourself the known products. So you can remove selected products or you can add them. Now, if I remember correctly, it was polyfiber, which is one of the things that we need, and then we need a heat capacitor. So G, there's the heat capacitor. Let's add that. And then if we scroll down the bottom, you see heat capacitors there, and let's add another one. Now we need polyfiber. That starts with a P. So if you, not only for this quest, but for any other quest, if you come up where it's like you are supposed to make something and it never gave you the blueprint, you can go in and manually give yourself the blueprint. That's really what you're doing here, and it's super handy. But then, of course, you know, anything else, if it gets bugged or whatever, you can fix it in here too. Now, one last thing I want to show you before we jump back in. First, you know, you're going to want to hit Save Changes. That is going to, obviously, update the save file, so when you go back into the game, it should be fixed. But another thing you can do is go to Edit Raw JSON. This is really helpful because if you know a quest is bugged for a different reason, like it's not an item quest, you can go in here and try to fix it. Now, hopefully that doesn't happen too often, but you can go into Player State Data, come down here to Mission Progress, and expand that. Now, unfortunately, it just gives you all of your quests in number form, 116, 117. But you can click through these and you can see what the quests are. So like 0, this quest is called Cache Fix. This is Recover Base, Freight Defend, Overseer 1, Exo Tut, like Tutorial 1. This Overseer 1 quest, this is really important. This is for your like Overseer building the base quest line. So if you wanted to restart it, like it's just super bugged that you can't even fix it, you could go over here and hit, instead of Progress 6, you could back that up and do Progress 0, and then it will completely reset the quest. Or, you know, Progress 1, 2, whatever. You can go on different steps. So I'm just going to leave that at Progress 6 because mine's not bugged, fortunately, in terms of this. So JSON data is changed. I want to play changes. No, we didn't change anything there. So we're going to save changes, and we should be fine. So let's close out of that. Close out of this. Let's go over here. Let's open up No Man's Sky again. And when I hop in there, now we should have our polyfiber and our heat capacitor blueprints in our like known technologies and stuff. And from there, then we'll be able to craft our circuit board, which, like I said before, it's not the fact that you have the circuit board, it's that you like put those two things together to make the circuit board. That's what triggers the quest to be completed. So this is going to take a second. Maybe I'll skip ahead here. Let's load it back up. All right, so now we're back in game. Let's jump in and I can show you what we edited. So if we go back to guide, we go to crafted products. Where we didn't have these before, we now have the heat capacitor and polyfiber that are craftable, and there's our circuit board. So I went ahead and I gave myself the stuff that I know I'm going to need down here. I gave myself just a stack of cactus flesh, frost crystal, and star bulb, just so I can show you guys. So now, let's craft that polyfiber. Let's craft that heat capacitor. And what I was talking about before, in order to actually complete this quest, let's go into our log here. I just want to get rid of this quest. The one that I'm really more interested in is the expanding the base quest. So it's acquire a circuit board, aid the scientist. That's what we're talking about. So what's going to actually complete that is when we craft that circuit board for the first time. And you'll see now it should update and return to Overseer. So finally, if you've been stuck on this quest for so long like I was, it's now over and you can go talk to the Overseer. And I have this terrible little dirt ramp to get up here. Not the most effective way, but see, we can finally talk to this guy. It's going to update. I trust the scientist was able to meet your needs, which is the most ironic thing ever because the scientist was absolutely useless, but whatever. As I approached the Overseer with almost certain, I heard him talking to themselves, blah, blah, blah. Honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. I don't read this at all. So let's just give him the circuits. Overseer Strange. And now look, we can finally build like the Galactic Trade Terminal inside of our base, which is something that is really awesome. And unless you can get past the stupid circuit board quest, you're never going to be able to do this. And then, spoiler alert, after the Galactic Trade Terminal, then you can finally build the Exocraft Terminal so you can drive around in, like, you know, hovercrafts and buggies and stuff on the surface. So it was holding up my whole base creation just because I was stuck with this stupid thing. And now he wants a Gravitino ball, but whatever. So anyway, if you get stuck on a quest, that's the editor. Links in the description. I hope this helped. And I know a lot of you were complaining on Reddit about this exact same quest being bugged with the scientist, and I'm pretty sure even if I talk to him now, it says I should just leave him alone. So I don't know what the point of the scientist is because he is absolutely useless. Yep, I should just leave him alone. So if you get stuff like that, you guys know how to fix it now inside that editing tool. And again, back up your saves. Don't lose your saves, and don't get them corrupted and not be able to keep playing and lose all your progress. So make sure you always make a copy of your save and keep it somewhere safe. But don't change the name, though, because if you change the name, then it won't load. I don't know why. You have to keep it at the code that it is. So anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you leave a thumbs up if you're enjoying No Man's Sky, and I will see you next time.